Hello friends, good morning. I'm Dr. Rajni Gaur and from my subject Gender, School and Society, I'm going to present a new topic from Unit 2, Gender Studies and Paradigm Shift. The topic is deconstructive theory. Deconstructive theory is given by Jacques Derrida. Deconstruction is a philosophical system of thought. It is applied to many fields and disciplines, particularly to literature. Deconstruction originated in France in the late 1960s, and this concept was formulated by Jacques Derrida. It was influenced by the work of linguists such as Ferdinand de Saussure and Roland Barthes. Jacques Derrida was a French philosopher, and his deconstruction theory embraces the percept that meaning is always uncertain. It is the critique of the relationship between text and meaning given by Jacques Derrida. Deconstructive feminism recommends to dismiss all previously created power relations. Its proponents make use of different strategies in order to create intervention in all prevalent doctrines like sexuality, gender, race, etc. Deconstructivist feminism gets its motivation from post-structuralism as well as other post-modern theories. Cultural theories of feminist psychology, etc. With the help of all these, it is able to reconstruct the already structured terms and situations. They can suggest new alternatives and proactive meaning in place of already prepared or ready-made answers, and transformed students' attitude to them. According to J. Hillis Miller, deconstruction is not a dismantling of the structure of a text, but a demonstration of that it has already dismantled itself. Its apparently solid ground is no rock but thin air. Even Jacques Derrida explained deconstruction as a strategy, rules for reading, interpretation, and writing. Jacques Derrida used few key terms in his theory. The first key term is binary oppositions. The binary opposition is the structuralist idea that acknowledges the human tendency to think in terms of opposition. For Saussure, the binary opposition was the means by which the units of language have value or meaning. Each unit is defined against what it is not. With this categorization, terms and concepts tends to be associated with the positive or negative. For example, reason, passion, man, women, inside, outside, presence, absence, speech, writing, etc. Derrida argued that these oppositions were arbitrary, means purely on the wish and will of the human being as per their need, and inherently unstable. The structures themselves begin to overlap and clash, and ultimately these structures of the text dismantle themselves from within the text. In this sense, deconstruction is regarded as a form of anti-structuralism. Next key term is difference. Derrida uses the term difference to describe the origin of presence and absence. Difference is indefinable and cannot be explained by the metaphysics of presence. In French, the verb differer means both to differ and to differ. Thus, difference may refer not only to the state or quality of being differed, but to the state or quality of being different. Derrida explains that difference is the condition for the opposition of presence and absence. Difference is also the hinge between speech and writing, and between inner meaning and outer representation of those words. As soon as there is meaning, there is difference. The next key term is metaphysics of presence or logocentrism. According to Derrida, logocentrism is the attitude that logos, which means the term for speech, thought, law or reason, are the central principle of language and philosophy. Logocentrism is the view that speech and not writing is central to language. Thus, of grammatology, a term which Derrida uses to refer to the science of writing, can liberate our ideas of writing from being subordinated to our ideas of speech. Now, the next is impact of deconstruction. So, how it impacts? It takes away from the text because you are looking for what's not there. It makes literature seems like wordplay. Humanists view it as a wedge between life and literature. It looks for the ideologies that are in our language. The ways to deconstruct a text means what are the various ways through which we can deconstruct a text. A text can be deconstructed in the following ways. First, by looking for assumptions. Next, the separation between the spirit of the text and the actual text by considering the dynamic and static elements of meaning. Considering text to make it irrelevant. Considering the individual elements of the text. Now next is look for the double meaning words. To resist the general common meaning of a text, pushing back against the authority of the author. Embrace ambiguity, playfulness, and contradictions. Next is examining the text thoroughly. Then applying deconstruction to any text. And the last one is distill your observations into a claim. So these are the ways through which we can deconstruct a given text. There are some merits of deconstructive theory. The first one is the advantage of deconstruction is that the reader is encouraged to question traditional assumptions and prejudices. For example, there are many assumptions regarding binary oppositions. Many of our thoughts and opinions are fixed in these binary oppositions, such as man, woman, white, black, west, east, good, evil, etc. In these binary oppositions, the first in the pair, man, white, and west, is considered to be the norm and therefore superior, while the second one, women, black and east, etc., is considered deviant and inferior. We tend to think that these oppositions are definite and fixed, whereas in reality they are often blurred and are in fact artificial. The power of ideology is that it puts forward ideas as natural and factual. But deconstruction helps us to see that they are not natural at all. They are purely arbitrary. Now, the demerits of deconstructive theory. A disadvantage of deconstruction might be the argument that it makes truth or knowledge impossible because everything can be constructed. So, truth and knowledge are only relative and often subjective. For example, a literary text will have a different meaning to each individual reader. It will have no absolute or fixed meaning. However, it is debatable whether this is a disadvantage or not. Thank you, friends. Hope this video helps you to understand thoroughly that what the deconstructive theory is and how it helps to deconstruct the text. Thank you once again.